My name is Q. I'm an event producer in the entertainment industry. This podcast is me and my colleagues talking about how we got into the business, offering career advice, and just chatting about whatever's happening in the world today. Please enjoy. Welcome to another episode of the Q Up podcast. I have a very special guest on the line today. I had the honor and pleasure of working with this individual while with the Houston Texans. She is a former NFL cheerleader. She is now a global payables business analyst with ExxonMobil, and she has pretty much a ton of other titles that she's into. She is a dance choreographer. She's a fitness trainer. She is a adrenaline junkie as well, based off her fun facts she sent me. She loves doing different things and loving giving back to the community. Please welcome to the stage, Shaunte Bouie. Please welcome, ma'am.
Guys.
Awesome, man. Well, first of all, how things going? We just passed Christmas, man. Did you have opportunity to spend time with your family? How things going?
I did. Christmas was really nice. I actually spent this Christmas as a time of reflection of not only myself, but the people around me. I actually did a couple things like I decided to give a little bit more. So friends who lost jobs, church members, etc. I decided to give them gifts and give them like thoughtful cards of like, hey, just thinking of you, wishing you the best for like this holiday season, because it's around the holidays that you realize like how much you're truly thankful for and grateful.
Mm-hmm.
So I just kind of wanted to do my part and remind the people around me that I love, that I am thinking of them, and that, the holidays, like, they're not alone, although their circumstances may have changed. And so me and my family, we kind of like did some of those things. And so we're also Catholic. So my mom bought a prayer candle, which we put holy water, and the priest at our church prays over them. And she lit one for the family. And so we all said prayers and stuff for everyone over that candle as well. And then it burned throughout the day as we celebrated our holiday. And it was just my intermediate family. So we really, really tried our best to keep it small, light, and stay safe with the pandemic.
Absolutely. You gotta stay safe out there, man. I love the Christmas holidays, and like you said, reaching out to those loved ones, and especially those you probably working in entertainment or just working as an adult. Sometimes you lose touch with those people and you can't communicate all the time. So it's definitely reaching out during these moments and say, "Hey, I'm here for you." Even if it's not a gift, a card, a note, a text is definitely meaningful. So what is one meaningful gift that you received this year in 2020?
Meaningful gift I've received in 2020. I want to say there were cards from both of my parents, kind of like reminding me how much they appreciate me and love me. And just kind of like the specific cards that they picked out this year just really hit home, and it touched me. My parents are like the best card givers ever.
That's dope.
So yeah, I think it would just be like the cards from my parents.
I got you. And are both your parents from Houston or Houston natives?
They are, but my grandparents from my mom's side is from like Lake Charles, Lafayette, Louisiana. Dad,
Okay.
his parents are from Monroe, Louisiana. So we had our Louisiana gumbo tradition.
That's dope. That's dope, man. That's good to hear. And I love that they're here in Houston. And you've been in Houston your whole life. You haven't had the opportunity to travel outside of Texas.
Not to live, no. Not
Okay.
to
I got you. I got you. Well, awesome. Well, first of all, I just want to start off, talking about your career and everything you've done in your life, because you've done a lot of different things. You're really into doing side hustles as well. You have true passions for dance, and you do amazing things with it. I see a lot of your dance classes that you offer. You like to teach some of the current cheerleaders as well, some of the trainings to help them within that current season and stuff like that. So tell me a little bit about your backstory on dance and why it's so important to you.
Okay, my backstory on dance is I grew up dancing from very, very early on in elementary, and I just loved it. It came natural to me. And when I got to high school, no one told me that when I made the hip hop 3 team at Lamar High School that I could no longer get another credit for it. So then I had to switch over to cheer.
Mm.
Um, I cheered the remainder 3 years of my high school experience. And then after that, it was time to buckle down and really get serious about my education and really, you know, making really making a way and a path for myself in my career, because I knew the lifestyle that I wanted to live and I wanted to maintain. And so I knew that, well, in my mind at the time, dance wasn't going to get me there. So I had to put down everything that I love to do and really study on like my books and really pay attention in class and focus on opportunities within the business realm. So I went to University of Houston. I studied supply chain management with a focus in strategic sourcing and energy um, management. And then once I graduated, I went straight into my first career job at HP, which is formerly known as Hewlett Packard. So the company. And so there, I helped out with the central direct procurement team in the corporate headquarters here in Houston. And then after that, I did new product introduction, and it was really fun. I loved it. I had a blast. And somewhere in the middle there, my best friend reached out to me and she was like, "Hey, when was the last time you danced?" And at that point, I want to say it had been maybe 8.5 to 9 years since the last time I stepped foot in anybody's like dance class or anything like that. And so I was like, man, it's been a while. So we connected and we took a dance class together in the city of like inside the inner loop of Houston.
Okay.
And man, like that first class like really just like lit the match for me again. And we would go on like a weekly cadence, like once a week, and then sometimes whenever time permit, we would go like 2 and 3 times a week. And man, when I say like my performance at work and just in my social life and everything just started to like boom again. And then she was like, man, like what if we try out for Texans? And I was like, I'm not gonna make Texans. I'm not that great, but I'll just go for fun. And so I actually ended up making the team after preparing for maybe 5 months. Yeah, about
Wow.
5 months of going in and out of like different dance classes, learning different styles and choreography and the different teachers and the people who are attending classes and just networking there. I made Texans and I just like fulfilled that dance desire that I had. And it was tough. It was challenging doing that in addition to my full-time job at HP, but I did it and I don't have any regrets. And so once I retired, I literally continued to dance, just like at my own pace and on my own time frame. So now what I do is sometimes I host like my own choreo classes. So sometimes I'll do like a sexy dance class for the ladies and fellas who, just want to um, and sometimes I do like hip hop classes as well, like around. And so I have like pop up classes that I'll host. Sometimes I do consulting. I help with people who are trying to like get their business started or trying to renovate their business, so to speak. Let me see what else I do. I also help with fitness if somebody want to get their body back in shape. I kind of like help coach them what they need to do, what target areas to do on their body, what they need to be eating. So I also help that. And then whenever auditions roll around for Texans, RPP, or another NFL team, high school team, college, collegiate team, whenever those roll around, like I pretty much have learned the ins and outs from a business perspective and personal perspective of what it takes to make these teams and what they're looking for. So I'll go in and I'll kind of host a workshop and show everything I've ever learned, everything that I've picked up along the way. And then I try to stay fresh and accurate with my choreography as well and what's going on with the teams, industry, and everything like that. So that I can give these girls like the best experience whenever they come to my workshops for pro sports. So that's a little bit of what I've been doing. Oh, and I've also recently taken up aerial silks, which it's kind of
What's
like a
that?
circuit art.
Okay.
But
Oh, can you, what is that? Can you explain that to me?
Of course. So like aerial silks, also they are fabric suspended from the ceiling, and then you kind of acrobatics on the fabric suspended from the ceiling, or like there is a it's called a lyra, and basically it looks kind of like a hula hoop, but that's also suspended from the ceiling, and you do like acrobatic movements, stretches, and poses from both of those different types. It's really fun.
Yeah, wow, that sounds amazing. I'm not getting my big butt on. What's the weight limit on that? I don't think I got it. I don't think the
Oh,
ceiling can hold.
the weight limit. So the rig that they have, the weight limit is like 10,000. So like, multiple people can get on one. So
Okay. I got you. But no, man, that sounds fun, man. Like you're somebody who is multi-talented, always into different things, man. Just going through your backstory, man, you are a part of so many different things. This year has been crazy with your full-time job plus doing these other things. How do you, stay organized and be able to keep up with all these different things and also able to give 100% to each one without lacking from either one?
so I it's that you bring that up because I'm actually hosting a mentor workshop with Dance House Fitness on this in May 4th to be specific. So some of the tips and tools that I do to stay on top of everything is I use a planner for sure. So I have a planner, and I kind of like try to stick tough to my calendar, and I use it all on my phone. So I have work stuff, personal stuff, everything that bleeds into one character and into one device, so that it all syncs up, so I can know exactly what I need to do, when I need to be there, and etc. And then from there, like I try to like automate certain things in my life. Wherever I can automate things like certain emails that I need to send out, or other things that I've automated. Um, just like anything like that I do routine, like I try to like automate those through like different apps. But other than that, like my calendar is my biggest savior nowadays. And then other than so um getting back to your original question, so like first I define like who I am and what makes me happy, right? So I have like my corporate life. I'm now working at ExxonMobil, so I have like ExxonMobil in one realm, and then I have like my personal space in another realm, and then I have like friends and family in like another realm, and then I have like community service, all those other things are like another realm. And so it's just kind of like I ask myself constantly on a continuous basis, like, okay, like what tangible and intangible things am I doing to contribute to each one of these like squares? And I constantly like make goals and readjust and reassess to make sure that I am showing up to each one of these things that make me who I am. So that's kind of how I keep my head on straight.
Yeah, that's amazing because that was one of the challenging things for me prior to the pandemic happening was I was always busy working in entertainment. You pretty much no off days. What's a weekend? What's a holiday? No, Christmas, Thanksgiving. I'm used to working those type of things and not being able to spend time with my family because that's just a part of the job. But 2020, forced me to stop and really reevaluate what's important because a job can be going like that. And so unfortunately, some people had to feel that going into 2020. So what's more important to me moving forward, especially me and my wife got married in September of 2019. So we walked into 2020 as a newlywed couple right into being stuck at home. I wouldn't recommend that for anybody. So it was definitely important to opportunity for us to grow closer and understand each other a little bit more. Even though we've been together for 8+ years, we grew closer this year than we have been any other time. But I think family right now is the most important thing because so many people have lost someone they love, and even if it wasn't the traditional, old age, this pandemic has definitely been a curse on everyone. But family is important, so it's great to stay organized and those type of things. Awesome. Awesome. So prior to that, You had mentioned for a cheer tryout. You said it takes you about 5 months to prepare for a cheer tryout.
Some
What it?
it's about a year. Some girls start and will train throughout the entire year. It just
Wow.
depends where you are in your journey, and yeah, it just depends on where you are in your journey and what exactly you want to accomplish before tryouts.
Okay, so since you understand the business aspect of that, the entire process, and you know what they're looking for, could you explain to us, you know, what NFL team or entity might be looking for a young lady to come and try out for one of their squads, and what process would you start somebody off on how to get ready for that process?
So normally when I'm evaluating the process, when I'm evaluating people who come to work with me, um, so first, like I'll kind of like see where they are, how much they know, like where are they from a skills perspective, where are they from an intellectual perspective, and just kind of like their why, like what drives you, why are you here, like why do you want to do this? Is it just because you want to be cute on the sidelines, or do you really have a desire to want to give community and be a part of a team and be a part of a sisterhood and all these other things that the team being on the team is really about. So I would say you start with your mindset, right? Because if you start with your mindset, then the body follows.
Yeah.
So change that mindset first. That's the first thing. Second thing is just kind of like, okay, I always make the comparison, and some people say it's messed up, but it's as real as it can get. Like when you go into the store, not when you go into the any kind of store, right? Think back to that time you wanted to, I don't know, you wanted a box of something, and there was like a damaged box next to a perfectly good box. 9 times out of 10, you're gonna get that perfect box, not the one with the little dings and stuff on it, right? And
Hmm.
why? Because perception is whatever item is inside of the cleaner looking box, it's better than the one with the damaged box, right?
Hmm.
So same thing applies to entertainment and anything you'll ever do in life. So think of it as you're the product. So it's just kind of like you want to come off as like that perfect box. You want to have the look, you want to have the attitude, you want to have like the skill set, you want to have all these things that would create a great product, you know, to be marketed to the NFL, or in this case, like Texans or whatever it is. So so that's like the best way to explain it. Is like you're always marketing yourself, no matter what aspect of life it's in, whether you're trying to sell an idea or you're trying to sell like yourself, like on a team. If you're trying to sell yourself as an individual to be on a team, so you make sure you're always in mint shape. You've done your homework. You can't show up and don't know anything about the team, anything about the culture of it, or anything about the coaches, um, or the ladies themselves, or anybody who's been on a team prior. So I give that to them, and then you just you gotta want it. You have to want it, and you need to like have that physical endurance already set. And whenever game time, meaning when the team have like team workshops or any like interaction to potentially see girls that's currently on the team, the coach, you want to show up looking like that product that is neatly on the shelf, nice and ready to go.
Okay, nice, man. That is awesome, man. Well, yeah, you were definitely a professional when I had the opportunity to work with you, man. You did an amazing job every time, the nicest person in the world, and even outside of the uniform, man, just a great individual to get to know. Definitely professional and doing amazing things within the city. So, I want to stop for a second because I have a segment called Top Five, and when I was doing research, you somewhat of an adrenaline junkie. I can't think of another name, thrill seeker, something like that. You've gone skydiving. You talking about you're swinging off a ceiling with ribbons. Um, but I just wanted you to tell me your top five things that you love to do that gets your blood pumping, and that can include dancing as well.
Top five things currently.
Yes, currently or you've done in the past.
Okay, so top five would have to be skydiving. Skydiving was fun.
Okay.
Um, do it again. I love to travel. Travel gets me going every time. I enjoy dancing. Spending quality time with family and friends would be another. And then maybe like the third one is uh, just something new. I'm always wanting to do something new, whether it's Lyra, silk, skydiving. I may not do bungee jumping, but
Why is that off the list?
I don't know. I just need to drop once. I don't need to go up there. But dune bugging or different things like that, I love a new experience, and that always gets me going. So yeah, maybe those would be my top five.
I got you. What's your favorite place you've been and favorite place that you have not been that you want to go to?
Favorite place I've been to London.
Okay.
Favorite place I've been would have to have been London. The place that I would love to go, that I was supposed to go this year but had to cancel because due to the pandemic, is Peru.
Ooh, that would have
Yeah.
been nice. Any plans to go in 2021?
We'll see. I'm trying to play it safe by ear right now with the pandemic. I know like some people are like itching to get out, but I know a few people who've like lost their lives and who've gotten extremely, extremely sick. And so I just kind of want to, play it by ear and do my part and stay safe um, regarding like travel and stuff. So depending on where the numbers go, like the trends and numbers and stuff, will
Okay,
my travel schedule for next year.
gotcha. So you say you like to do something new. What in 2020 have you done new or skill that you tried or attempt or learned?
I've done my aerial silk in Libra class.
Okay, that's
That was
dope. That's
very
yes, man. I think that's a great skill, man. I think it just adds to dance. Would you say is there a difference between dancing and a dancer?
yes. Yes. So when I feel like everybody, have a little like this could be dancing,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
But in order to be a dancer, I feel like dancer is somewhat of a mindset, right? So um I feel like everybody has what it takes to dance, but not everybody has what it takes to be a dancer because being a dancer starts at the core. Um, and you know, dancers just it's a very hard industry. It's very hard whether you're dancing professionally or you're like a dance teacher or you're a dance coach. You always have to stay, up with the latest music, the latest genres, what pop culture is dishing out, and not only like staying up to date, but like trying to stay ahead of it as well.
Hmm.
And it's kind of like the market is so saturated with like similar moves that it's always somewhat of a challenge to push yourself and see if you can do something new and different that people haven't seen. And, kind of like the TikTok effect, if people would want to replicate it. So,
I've tried to take that dances, man. I can't get it. I don't know how. Hey, man, y'all got the moves, man. I ain't got it. I'm just grooving. I'm the guy in the back of the party just watching. I'm people watching.
you,
But no, man, that's definitely fun, man. Somebody who is a true dancer, man. Somebody who can just, take anything and create some type of choreography out of it, man. That is definitely a great talent, man. So, tell me a little bit more about the mentorship program that you mentioned it before at the beginning.
yeah. So the Fatista, aka Jenny Sanchez, who opened Dance House Studio Fitness in Houston.
Hmm.
Um, she asked me to be a part of her mentorship lineup, and it's a phenomenal lineup. Like we have like lawyers, photographers, social media people, wizards, that's gonna like, and professionals that's gonna like really teach you not only like what it is to build like your brand as a business or as a company, but like as yourself. So you don't have to be an entrepreneur of any sort in order to attend. And so the segment that I'm going to focus on is balance. And so
Okay.
I'm going to basically walk through how you maintain balance in your life and how do you juggle all the things that you have going on in your life. And so I'm going to share some tips and tools that I personally use, some things that other people have found that they use as well. But it's tangible tools to hold you accountable for the things that you have to accomplish from a primary goal, and then secondary, and then third, et cetera, et cetera. And then when to know, like when it's okay to bump off a few of your tasks or goals, and when it's not okay, when you need to hit that hard deadline. So just kind of like coaching through all those things and maintaining balance, um, as it relates to like your mental health, um, in addition to all the crazy aspects of like your life that life might throw at you. Um, and that's going to be May 4th. So it'll be on my social media. You can sign up through my link that's on my social media.
Okay. Absolutely. Could you tell the people your social media so they'll be able to go check that out?
Yes, it's just underscore life. So JESS_life, LIF, and then a number 3. So JESS_LIF 3, number 3.
I got you. You speak about mental health. As a professional cheerleader, you are pretty much the brand image of an organization, but of course, the positive comes with the negative. Do you ever have to go through any type of negative, I guess, any mental issues, knowing that you kind of have to, like you said earlier, be that perfect entity, with your hair straight, makeup, white teeth, certain figure, and stuff like that? Did you ever personally have to go through that, or ever help a friend or colleague dealing with something like that?
I think we all did. I think we all did. And I feel like all the girls on the team are hit with it in one aspect or another. And I feel like even in my professional life, pretty much everybody is hit with this necessary evil, right? So my thing, so the pressure of being perfect. So like in my entertainment realm, right? So in entertainment, perfect looks like the look, your physique, right? So making sure that you're eating right, which always doesn't yield you being happy, because a lot of times like healthier food isn't as, I don't know, fun, or as like the bad practices. Or if you're eating well and you're not like maintaining like adequate sleep, or you're not eating enough, although you're eating the right things but you're not eating enough of it, or you don't have adequate sleep, or your body just functions differently than other people and you're still gaining weight, that can cause stress and anxiety. Just your face may break out, yeah, on a bad week, or some all this stress and stuff. Sometimes like your hair can even like shed a little bit more if you're super stressed, not drinking enough water. It's like the small things that can lead to huge impacts. For example, there was one time I was on the field and I completely forgot to eat, and I got lightheaded, and I think I like blacked out maybe twice. Um, and I was so scared to tell coach. I was so scared to tell anybody. And like we had an EMT, like right there by our line, and she looked at me and she kept looking at me and she was like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm okay," but really I wasn't. I was just trying to be perfect. I was trying to be great, but really I wasn't. I hadn't eaten before the game. I had been dancing the entire time. I was dehydrated. I forgot to drink water. So all that was like a me thing, but I was so busy, trying to make sure that I had the choreography right, I looked good doing it, and that I was like supporting my teammates, and that we were doing, whatever functions we had to do within the fans, like fan interaction, that I didn't even think about myself for once, like my mental and like even like my physical health. And so after that game, I vowed to myself that I would never do that again. I even had to get like an IV. So
Oh
I
wow.
went a IV place to like get like the vitamins and nutrients like replenished through my system, because I was super dehydrated. It was really really bad, and it could have ended up really bad for me, which is why I can't stress enough how important it is to be like that mental health, that mental and physical health is so important.
Yeah, completely agree, man. You definitely gotta take care of yourself, man. You gotta eat, drink your water, man.
Yeah.
Health is so important, man. I appreciate you being honest about that and being candid. So definitely take care of your mental health. You also mentioned that you are an event planner. What is your favorite event that you had the opportunity to work on?
My favorite event that I had the opportunity to work on was a um I- so I basically put together this entire fashion show about put on for victims of domestic violence.
Oh wow.
Uh theme was purple and all like unmasked, because a lot of times when you suffer from domestic violence, like you're hiding behind what's really going on, or a lot of times like people are silenced or they're quiet because they either one don't want to feel embarrassed, or two feel judged, or three they feel like people won't will never understand, or four like they don't want to get their partner in trouble although they know it's wrong, like they don't want to get their partner in trouble, and so a lot of times like they fly under the radar. And so that was the reasoning behind the name of it. And so we had models who represented these people, um, who graced the runway, and did that. And then afterwards, we played stories from the victims. Some of them that wanted to speak, and man, it was so touching. And we had like performers and everything else like that. And the funds that were raised that night was meant to go into a clinic for victims of domestic violence, so that it could be free. It was a free for a clinic to be to serve as a free service for not just women, but women and men who have suffered from domestic violence, battered, and the list goes on and on. Even, if you've been raped or anything like that, the clinic was meant to help those victims as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a great event that you helped out with, and knowing people who've been through that, man, is not something to take lightly, especially for their mental health on it if they've been through it. And you have to be patient. You have to listen. Communication is great, and yeah, you got to be able to understand that individual from a deeper level, because sometimes they don't know how to communicate it as well. They may be going through something and they don't know how to say, hey, this is happening, and they may think it's a normal. So I think that's definitely an important cause that you were a part of, and that's an amazing event. So thank you for doing stuff like that. I'm
Thank.
sorry.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No. You had said something, I couldn't hear you.
Oh no, I was gonna say that was probably one of my most memorable. But I do a lot of stuff in the community, like whether it's helping friends with local birthday parties, or putting on like events for like friends and families, helping them out with captivating and curating like a moment or a
Hmm.
memory, or um, anything like that, to these larger scale community service projects like the one I just named. So it ranges from size to theme to, I'm pretty well versed in whatever I'll sink my teeth into.
Absolutely. Well, working in events, and I work in events as well. Of course, the world has changed and how we do things. Like a lot of my events, we had to pivot to virtual aspect of things. And I say May and June, we didn't have much information, but I feel like everybody is a pro at this point going into 2021. Do you feel like we will ever get back to a point of normalcy going to 2021 with the execution of events? And even just think about a music festival. You had hundreds and thousands of people at a show, in a mosh pit and stuff like that. Do you ever see us going back into the normalcy that we're used to?
I do actually. I see people even as early as now, here at the later half of in the fourth quarter of 2020, that's getting together and hosting smaller events, but on a smaller scale, or, you're just having to incorporate social distance boundary or the hand sanitizer, or everybody, have to wear masks or do these certain parameters to ensure the health and safety of every attendee that's there. So I have done events even now where it's either limited attendees, or we're just taking certain precautions. So it's just kind of like forward thinking of, okay, how many people are here, making sure that the space, it has enough, that the venue that you're going to be is either outdoors, or if it's not, that it have adequate space so that everybody can maintain a distance, and just kind of like encouraging your client or the person who's throwing the party, um, you know the safety parameters and guidelines that are in place.
Mm-hmm. Okay. We had the opportunity. Rodeo is probably one of the biggest events that happen in Houston every single year. It takes an entire month to execute. You go to Rodeo Cook-Off, then they do about 2 to 3 weeks of artists that come into NRG Stadium. They fill up the entire thing. They have an entire carnival that takes over the entire park. And 2020 at the beginning, COVID happened in the middle of it, and one of the biggest artists was of that time was Lizzo, who was going to have the opportunity to perform at Rodeo, didn't get the opportunity. They had just announced that the Rodeo is coming back to Houston, hopefully in May. Do you personally feel comfortable going to that large scale event as of right now?
As of right now, I admit that I don't. So I've seen many people on a larger scale. I've even seen the Santa Wonderland out in College Station.
Hmm.
Different like Christmas things that they have going on, like the zoo lights that they have going on. These larger events on a larger scale, like people are not wearing their mask.
Yeah.
I have heard of people who have like contacted coronavirus, who are still like walking around, still, doing normal, proceeding with the normalities of their life. Um, it's just really like, if everyone wore their mask, and abided by like the safety. Even I've noticed that, these different places, no, very few people are even abiding by like the 6 foot distance. Like,
Hmm.
look at the lines, and everybody's like stacked up. People wear their masks like on their chin versus nose and mouth, or just over their mouth instead of the mouth and nose. And a lot of people, because rodeo generally is an outdoor event, they won't wear masks. Um, and even like going on the inside, like, monitoring people on that large of a scale, you just can't police everybody and say, hey, wear your mask correctly over your nose and your mouth. And there's like there are way more people, in my opinion, now that has that attitude versus, just trying to be safe for not only themselves, but the people around them, or if you're asymptomatic, the people who your loved ones. So yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, Shaunte, man, once again, I appreciate you hopping on. I got a few more questions before we hop off.
Okay.
Um, you do a lot of different things. If money was not an option, if yeah, you pretty much the world is completely different. Money is not an option in regards to doing whatever. You just did whatever you wanted to. Like, I'm talking about back in the day where a baker just baked because they wanted to bake. A mechanic just loves to tinker and fix things. What would be your dream job if money was not an option?
My dream job would be um, coordinating community service um, type functions or events. I'm from South Park, and so and anybody who knows anything about South Park, Houston. It's in Southeast Houston, and it's a low to middle income class neighborhood. And so I've always like give back or like give that community things that it took me getting out of the learn upon myself. And so, a lot of grandparents are great or raising their grandchildren in that community as well. And so I would just love to help out with the kids. Like if money wasn't an option, if I could have like unlimited money, like I would just donate to those. Like I would start STEM programs, um, like different like activity programs, different things that I wish I had access to earlier on back then within my community. I would just light that up.
That's good. That's good, man. The community always needs help, man. Especially like this time of the year. You got the toy drives, turkey drives, and all these different things, man. But that is a great one, man. I didn't know you were from South Park, bro. Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't go to that side of town. We're not allowed. You remember that scene in
Oh,
Lion King?
say that.
That scene in Lion King where Mufasa's talking to Simba. Son, we don't go over there. But no, man, South Park's a great area, man. It's just about who you know and minding your own business. You know,
Yeah.
that's awesome, man. But once again, I want to thank you so much. You are a very, very busy individual, and you had you took the time to give me your time to speak to the people and let people know what you're doing and how you do it. I just want this space right here is a promotional area where you be able to tell people what you got going on, how to be able to reach you, etc. So I give the mic to you.
Thank you so much, Q. It was a pleasure to be a part of your platform. I really appreciate everything that you're doing with the platform and even inviting me on. I would say that if you can, please follow me on my social media account. I am on Facebook. I'm on Facebook as Shaunte, Shaunte, Bouie, and I am on Instagram at Jess_life, JESS_LIF3, the number three. And I have all my fun things up there. Like whenever I have pop-up dance shops, I love to see you there. I love the idea of an experience as opposed to you just learning choreography. So come check me out when you can. I have a wealth of knowledge in many different areas. So if you need like consulting or any of that, if you're an entrepreneur or if you're just trying to look for how to brand yourself personally, um, I've worked with many people who are trying to audition for pro sports, including like Texans and the Clutch City Dancers here in Houston. But I'm not just limited to Houston. I could coach women or guys around the world, depending on what team you want to be on. If you need help with mentoring, I know a lot. I know a lot about a lot. So just hit me up, let me know. And if I don't have the answer or if I can't get it to you, I know a lot of people. I have industry knowledge from anywhere from supply chain to engineering to IT to you name it. And I, for the most part, have experience or worked around those set of people. Um, and yeah, like, or if you just want to have a great time, like you can enjoy like my stories. I post all the time. I post just about every day on my Instagram. So if you just want to enjoy like my adventures, I'd love for you to follow me on my Instagram page. Or if there's an adventure that I'm doing and you want to check it out, just like DM me and I can let you know what my latest adventure, where exactly I did it and how much it cost, and the easeability and accessibility and things like that, in order to get you prepared to go. So just let me know.
Awesome, Shantae. I might have to come by and take that sexy classes for the guys. You know,
Yes.
for, do something for the wife. I don't know. Break something out for Valentine's Day. I don't know. I don't know. But awesome. But Shantae, once again, thank you so much. This has been the Q It Up podcast. Peace out.
Thanks, Q.